In this video I'll show you more hard surface techniques in Zbrush. So in the last video we made this. Now I can switch over to this object. As you can see, we have a hole here because I separate the geometry. However, data mesh is still on, so I'm going to simply hold Control and make empty selection. And there we go. If I press Shift F to turn on polyframes, you can see that this is a separate polygroup now. I can press Control W just to make it one polygroup. And now I can fix up this area using a combination of Smooth and H Polish, Trim Dynamic, and just kind of fix up this area. Maybe a little bit of clay buildup as well. And just kind of smooth this area out. And now I'd like to show you several ways that you can create panels. So first I'll just duplicate this and hide. So the first thing you can do is simply hold down Control and mask off the area that you want to turn into a panel. And once you've done it, you can press Control W, hold Control Shift click, delete hidden. But the problem with this method is that you get these jagged edges. Because you mask these polygons, turn them into a separate polygroup, and then delete everything else, it depends on the topology of your mesh. So you get these kinds of jagged results. Now of course you can clean this up. You can go into deformation and then polish by groups. But of course it's still not perfect. So I'll just press Ctrl Z a few times and show you a different method. This time, instead of masking, I will hold Ctrl Shift and use the Slice Curve brush. And now when I hold up Ctrl and Shift, I can simply create this curve here. Now while holding Ctrl and Shift, you can also hold down spacebar to move the curve as well. So it looks like nothing has changed. But if you press Shift F to go into Polyframe, notice how now we have this separate polygroup right here. So I can once again hold on Control and Shift, spacebar, and now if I press Alt once, I'll get this smoothness here, and if I press Alt 2 times quickly, I'll get this sharp angle. And remember, you want it to go all the way through the geometry. If you don't go all the way through, you will not get a separate polygroup here. But what it does do is it accurately cuts the mesh. So unlike the masking method, which depends on topology, this simply cuts through all of the polygons. However, the curve has to go all the way through. So if I press Ctrl Z to undo that, right, all the way through, and now we get this polygroup right here, and I can continue. Right, there we go. And one more. There we are. Now I can hold on Control and Shift and click here to isolate this, delete hidden, and now I can go into turn off data mesh, Z remesher, set an appropriate number of target polygons here. Let's try 1 at the beginning, and I'll just move adaptive size to be 0. And Z remesher. And now you get this nice clean result. If you want it to be simpler, Control Z, instead of 1, let's try 0.25. And now you get this nice simple result right here. Now I can go into Edge Loop and Panel Loops. I can turn the polish down to 0 since it's already very clean here. The bevel, I can decrease this as well, just make it 0 for now, and Panel Loops. And we get this result right here. Let's increase the thickness. And there we go. Perfect panels. If you don't want there to be all these loops here, simply press Ctrl Z and set the loops to be 1, Panel Loops, and now we just get 1 loop going through here. And now one more example, I'll also set up some panels here. So I'll just smooth and polish this first. And there we are. And you can see how smooth you can make something just by using 2 brushes, H Polish and the smoothing brush. Just use them carefully and you get these nice, crisp, smooth results. So now I'll just duplicate this. So now I will isolate this, and once again, Control Shift, and I can even turn off symmetry. Control Shift, Alt, spacebar, Alt 2 times quickly, Alt, Alt, and might have to be a little bit more careful here. And now I'll activate polyframe. And to elaborate on the brush's behavior, if I hold down Ctrl Shift and just make a small curve here, notice how this new polygroup is limited only to this previous polygroup. So it does not go into the red polygroup. However, if I hold Ctrl Shift and go all the way through here, notice how it makes a cut through here and also goes here, but it does not make a cut through here. So if I want this whole area to be a different polygroup, I need to hold down Ctrl Shift and go through the entire mesh. Otherwise, it is constrained just to the starting polygroup. So now that I've got this polygroup, I can hold down Ctrl Shift, click, delete hidden, mirror and weld, and there we go. There's also an area in the back here, we'll just ignore this for now. Alright, mirror and weld, and there we go. And now to get rid of this geometry, I can simply hold down Ctrl Shift, switch to select lasso, lasso this, and delete hidden. Alright, I can also hold down Ctrl Shift and use slice circle, and create some circles here as well. Mirror and weld, there we are. And once again I'll just activate zero mesher. I'll just increase the target polygons count a little bit higher, let's say 7. I will also activate this option called keep groups and then use zero mesher. And now we get this nice clean retopology, and now I can use panel loops. And there we go. And once again I can just decrease the bevel, turn off polish, and increase the thickness. Now if I zoom in closely here, you can see some imperfections. For example, right here on the bottom there's a little bit of a chip, as well as right here we have these two little chips here. So what I can do is go into deformation and polish by groups. And there we go. So this is before and after. Just a little bit of extra polish. And if I want to smooth this out a little bit, I can just use polish to get this more smooth result. Polish by features, polish crisp edges. So just try out these polish settings and see how they can smooth out your mesh a little bit. So now if I want to separate these pieces and continue working on them individually, I can go into polygroups and auto groups, which will create separate polygroups depending on the topology. So every separate mesh gets a separate polygroup, but this will get rid of the polygroups on the side and at the back, which you may want to keep. These polygroups right here, because you may want to be able to easily select, for example, just this part here. So what you can do instead is hold down Ctrl Shift and click here, isolate this, go into visibility. So now what I can do is press grow all, and this will grow all the parts connected to this geometry right here. There we go. And now I can use split, split hidden, and there we go. So now I have a separate subtool right here, but all of these special polygroups are intact. You can also use the slice brushes to help you sculpt in other ways. For example, I'll just activate Dynamesh again, increase the resolution. So now I can go to the center here, Control Shift, and create this circular detail. Control Shift click, Control click to create a mask here. Control Shift click, Control click to invert the mask, W to use the move tool, create a transpose line here, and now I can move this out. Clear the mask, re-Dynamesh, and there we go. Now hold the Control Shift and switch from slice circle to just slice curve. Alright. Control Shift click to isolate. Control click to invert the mask. Since there's no mask, it'll just mask everything. Control Shift click, Control click, and once again just create the transposed line right here and move this out. Clear the mask. Control make an empty selection to read Animesh, mirror and weld, and there we go. So it's a nice way of sculpting and modeling and designing, and you can simply use a little bit of H polish to smooth things out. Thank you for watching and take care.